Good morning, scholars. Welcome to math class today with Miss Hunter. Today we're going to be focusing on TEK 5.4, which is simplifying numerical expressions that do not involve exponents, including up to 2 levels of regrouping. Well, as you know, there are some new vocabulary words that we may have not seen before, such as simplifying, expressions, and exponents. Simplifying, expressions, and exponents. Now, why am I underlining these words? Because, as you know, all subjects correlate to each other. So let's look at this first word, simplifying. The root word in simplify would be simple, right? Expressions. Root word would be express. And exponents, which we'll come back to in just a second. First things first, key vocabulary is very important when understanding new material class. So let's take that first word, simplify. Simplify is root word would be simple. If something is simple, we can make a positive reinforcement that making something easier to do, right? Expressions. How do we express ourselves in everyday life, right? There are an infinite combinations of doing something, right? Just like in math, there is not one particular way to solve a problem. There are several different ways to solve problems. And then exponents, which is a quantity of representation. How you represent something and how you translate that to over here. So, let's look at this example. 40 divided by, open parentheses, 5 plus 3. Plus, excuse me, my handwriting is so horrible, 1/4. Now, if noted, you notice that we have been talking about PEMDAS, or for lack of their better of, order of operations. And the main question that people want to know is, why do I need the order of operations? How is that going to help me solve a problem? Well, anything that you do requires a step-to-step process. And if you do not follow that process, you will derive at several different answers. And we don't want that for a math class, right? Good job, guys. So let's look at this problem. Order of operations. We have, again, 40 divided by, open parentheses, 5 plus 3 plus 1/4. So if you know what the P stands for, you know that it stands for parentheses. Sorry, my handwriting is horrible. The E stands for exponents. M, you know, stands for multiplication. I'm just going to put an X for multiplication. D for division. I'm going to use the symbol. A for addition and subtraction. We'll focus on these steps a little bit later on. So, in this problem, remember that root word we talked about? Order, right? So the first term in this expression, and this is an expression, and it's also a number sentence. And if you know anything about a number sentence, it's exactly what it is. So what is a number sentence, guys? If you said a sentence with numbers, you're absolutely correct. Just a little humor there. So you have 40 divided by, open parentheses, 5 plus 3, close parentheses, plus 1/4. Let's look at the first term here. Do we have any parentheses in this problem? If you said yes, you're absolutely correct. I'm going to underline this first term because I'm going to use that step to answer my problem, right? So I'm going to rewrite the problem 40 divided by, now I'm going to do what's called regrouping, or comparing like terms. Like terms because both of these numbers are positive. Okay, so 5 plus 3 we know is 8. I'm going to continue my problem from left to right with bringing stuff down. As you can see, I brought down the 40 in the second step, and I brought down the 1/4. I added my like terms, and I got a sum of 8. Now, I'm moving on to step 3, guys. Let's go over here, order of operations. I have just done the parentheses noted in this step. So I'm gonna put a little 1 up there. Do I have any exponents? No, don't have any exponents in this problem. So I can move on to MDAS. Do I have any multiplication or division? If you said yes, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm going to underline the two terms. I'm going to draw my little arrow down. I'm going to keep my plus sign, and I'm going to bring down that 1/4. Let me use a different color. It might make it a little better. 1/4. I'm just going to bring down. And then I'm going to divide 40 divided by 8. And if you've been studying your multiplication facts, you know that is 5. So now I have 5 plus 1/4. Alrighty, guys. Let's come back over to our terms. So we have to always start over, even though we have our steps right here. We've done parentheses. We didn't have any exponents. We had division. We didn't have any multiplication in our problem. So now let's move on to the next set of steps. Do I have any addition or subtraction in my steps here? If you said yes, give yourself a pat on the back. I can now combine like terms, and now I have a sum of 5 plus 1/4. And if you remember, this is a whole number, and this is a fraction. And I can just add these two together to create a mixed fraction of 5 and 1/4. Make my handwriting better. Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. I hope this will help you in solving order of operations. Hey, why don't you try setting up some problems on your own and see how you do? And come back to me and we can check together on another video in the next set of videos to come. Have a great day, boys and girls, and thanks for doing math with Miss Hunter.